Evening, gentlemen. As I sit and listen to my music, I once again am bombarded and reminded of this month. With that said, I just want to reiterate: I'm for men and for men's rights, and I'm gonna narrow down on that. I'm for men of all colors, creeds, race, everything, cultures, creeds, colors, all of it. All of it. I know what racism is. And defending your culture, your color, and your creed is not racist. We should all defend ourselves, our cultures, our colors, and our creed. And we should get along and be civil. Disputes are healthy. But if we, as men, we have to have certain common grounds. And this is the only way we shall overcome this gynocentric tyranny and this complete and utter disgusting degenerate attack by the Baphomet system on us and our sons. I hope we all know who the real racists are. We all know who they are. It's not us. But you don't hear enough men calling for men to stand together. There's too much division. And there's too much word salad and muddying of the isms and the ists. What my country is doing and has been doing for the last 30 to 40 years is a humane attack, and it's disgusting. Nowhere else in this realm do they do this. And I know I'm not the only one when I say this. It breaks my heart, man. But again, you don't ever hear enough men calling for men to stand together of all cultures, creeds, and color. If we don't, man, it's just done. It's done. This isn't just an attack on whatever. It's an attack on all of us. But they've really, really come back and come down hard in my country and on my culture. And I will not ever be silenced or shamed or guilted for my feelings, my beliefs, and my stance. Ever. Even to the men who hate me because they're brainwashed by this system. In some way, shape, or form, we need you. I'm not stupid. I know how a lot of these things work. And I'm very, very fully situationally aware you have to have strength in numbers. This isn't the time for the separation and the bickering, the isms and the ists. This is the time where you have to come together. Not for us, but for our sons and our grandsons. I'll never let anybody call me a racist. I simply won't, and I have the knowledge to fight that nonsense. If anybody wants to point out what that is, go look at a Caucasian woman. That's a racist. Now, I'm calling it out for what it is, and I don't care who I hurt when I say that. That's just the truth. That's when you betray your own kind. They betrayed their own kind, and then the second you know what? They're the first one to use the foul language, gentlemen, and we're fully aware in my country especially. Nobody uses foul language and offensive words and slander more than a Caucasian woman. And they slander men of all colors, cultures, and creeds. Spare none. And gentlemen, I'm telling you that, spare none. Ugh. I'm getting a little bile taste in my mouth thinking about that because it makes me sick. Heck, a gentleman 20 years ago who helped pay for some of my education was Indian. He spoke Gujarati. Yeah, I worked for him for a while. He paid for me to go to school. I'm not racist. I know the difference. Just like I know what white trash is. I know what I know what yeah, I know what it is when the idiots think they're a hood and they're gangster. I laugh at them all the time because they're always around, and they don't like me and I don't like them. I I used to take pleasure in making them run across the street or run across the parking lot when they thought they was going to try to pull a hustle or pull some whatever kind of stuff. Because like I said before, if you don't look a type of way, you're a you're a booty bandit. Yeah, well, obviously they learned their lesson by saying that to me because no one say that crap no more. That's another reason men in my culture quit giving a shit about their appearance. Shaving all the time and whatever clothes. Yeah, I feel you guys. I feel you. Crock of shit. But more or less, gentlemen, more or less, I was just pondering and thinking that on this evening. Because it is peaceful and quiet. But it does bother me. I can see things in God's view, which is some people term the eagle view, 40,000 feet above the clouds. But I see this in 4D chess, and that's what all the division is and the ism is. And that's the truth, guys. Because there's always been conflict and everything else, but what kept things going and what kept things from getting to what they are now and everything else that's going to come is we did have common grounds to a degree. Yeah, there were still conflicts and other stuff, but in the big 4D chess of things, sheesh, we were at least progressing. Men were men. Men could be men. And history is not what they tell you it is. All this isms and all this crap really wasn't that, guys. And I'm seriously here to tell you that. A lot of this stuff has been destroyed and burned. Yeah, the book burnings and the historical the documentation, that's a real deal. So is they got rid of a lot of stonework too. We've never been divided like we are now, man. We never have. Never. Never. Our cultures have never been as divided, yet so mingled together, all in the same breath as they are now, but for the wrong reasons and the wrong ways. And that's why we are the way we are. Real history, reviving some real news, gentlemen. A lot of our history, a lot of our factual history, our cultures, our architecture, our engineering, our farming, our clothing was all very, very similar, gentlemen. And that's reviving some real news. This ism and racism and all this BS is some propaganda that they've come up with in the last 110 to 80 years. And it's disgusting. And we're the ones who get the blame for it. Caucasian men get the blame for it. That's sick. That's sick. That is sick. All the while, the ones who are the walking, talking, living, breathing, incubating STD petri dishes. They're the ones that do all this dabbling in all these different cultures and everything else. And they have offspring. But like I said previously, they are the most vile, disgusting, filthy things walking. The words that come out of their mouth, by God, no, no, no. No, no, gentlemen, I literally slammed my windows in this same office I'm in right now last summer because I heard two of them doing it. And I was like, dang, what the hell? No, no. No. Yeah, of course. They just let them get away with it. I've had enough. Anyways, gentlemen, it's just I don't know, a little foresight, I guess I just had. I don't know. But I'll say it again, and I'll say it proudly. I'm for men of all cultures, creeds, and color. I know what division is and hatred and all that stuff. At least the real one, the real things. What goes on today is sad. It really, truly is sad. I mean, even in my 20s, we could enjoy each other. Not today. Not today. And that's sad. And what makes my heart hurt even more, and this is more for the men overseas, is what the Caucasian women have done to your cultures by bringing this degenerate ghetto urban BS with them. Their BBC worshipping crap. It breaks my heart. My heart aches for you men of all cultures, creeds, and colors. This affects you all. And it makes me sick. They hijacked our women and have weaponized them against, man, gentlemen. I know what the real stuff is, guys. I will never let anybody call me anything I'm not and say what I'm not. And with that being said, I have real world experience, and I also have a highly functioning brain. I do know things exist in the real world, and you have to be prepared. You have to be situationally aware. And the 5 P's of life. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's why with everything being said, you have to understand where you are at all times, because, I mean, gentlemen, it is what it is. A lot of people are indoctrinated and programmed. They only know what they know. They're ignorant. Ignorant is when you don't know something. So when people are told to hate this one and to this and that culture or this and that creed and color, they're gonna do it. Especially when they ain't got no father, strong, no men in leadership, no male role models. Nobody's gonna tell me different. Kiss my ass. I know the real shit. And I'm sick and tired of this. You get the whole rest of the world thinking a white American is garbage, and that's just not right. I've never went a second of my life thinking all Pakistani men, all Japanese men, all Vietnamese men, all Cambodian men, all Filipino men, all Taiwanese, or the Mongolian monks, or the Buddhist in India. I mean, I've never went anywhere thinking anybody was racist or bad or evil. I know certain things exist, and I know certain things have happened. But as I got older, I understood the real reasons and the meanings behind certain things. Hence, I know the isms and the ists don't really exist. They're indoctrinated, made up things in stupid little rooms and little circle jerk sessions. The time is now, gentlemen. The time is now. It's okay to have differences. It's okay to argue. It's healthy to have differences and argue and get things out. That's how we get strong. But to survive and get stronger, we have to have common ground and stand united on certain things. Now more than ever in our society. Now more than ever, gentlemen. God only puts his toughest warriors in the battle, fellas. We weren't created and we don't exist to hate each other. No, we don't exist to all live in peace and kumbaya. Supposed to have borders, supposed to have your own space, your own all these things. But when the rubber hits the road, real men, strong men of all creeds, colors, and cultures, they stand together against evil, corruption, the Baphomet system, all of this degeneracy. Not for themselves, but for their children, their sons, their daughters. Used to do it for their women. We ain't doing that. We're going against that to get back to this. So we have something to fight for. So we have something to pass on to the next generation and the generation after. The time is now, gentlemen. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. To my last dying breath, I stand for all men, creeds, colors, and cultures. This is Reviving Real News.